Hello guys, welcome back to another video where today we're going to be cooking some organic steak. Now I'm very excited to bring this video to you as there have been a few requests for this video to be made. So here you are, I'm bringing everything to you as requested. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your day is going fantastic and I look forward to sharing with you how I cook my steak my way at home. And this is a perfect way to cook steak. Any kind of rarity, any kind of way. This steak is gonna absolutely blow you away. So I hope you enjoyed this video and let's get right to it. So number one, we're gonna turn this on. And essentially this steak that I've got here, so this cut that I've got here is an organic grass-fed cut. Now, let me tell you the importance of eating organic food. Organic food is essentially food which hasn't been pumped with any sort of antibiotics, any kind of ingredients or any kind of medicines that, you know, any kind of antibiotics, any kind of growth hormones, any kind of things that rapidly cause the cow or the animal to grow in an unnatural way. And it's also an animal which preferably has been slaughtered the correct way as well. So again, this is very important as this is gonna affect the taste and it's also gonna affect like the quality of the meat. Obviously this is a ribeye steak, probably my favorite cut of steak there is. And yeah, I would always advise you guys to never cheap out on your food, never cheap out on, you know, considering whether deciding between organic and non-organic food, especially with your meat as well. I mean, of course, veg and stuff, that's a bit more, you know, there's also different kind of types of veg that you can have, again, organic, and then there's obviously veg which is GMO and stuff like that. And we're always trying to avoid GMO and any kind of thing which doesn't contribute to the natural growth or health of the animal or the plant that we're eating, or the vegetable or the fruit. So yeah, essentially what I've done to this steak, is I've done absolutely nothing but just dry it and let it come to room temperature. This is called tempering. It's a very common process in metallurgical and material science, which is also part of the course that I'm doing. But anyways, that's a bonus. So essentially I've done nothing to this steak, just patted it down dry, let it come to room temperature, which is very important in cooking a steak, so you cook it evenly through the whole way. And essentially all we're gonna do is we're going to salt it, pepper it, flip it twice, let the crust get really, really nice and even on the outside, nice and golden brown. You guys will see that at the end of the video. And then essentially we're gonna be left with a medium rare on the inside. Medium rare is my favorite. However, of course, because you are cooking at home, it is possible for you to do it any way you like, to however you like it. So let's get cracking straight away. So we're gonna turn the pan on. Always stainless steel. No non-stick, Teflon, garbage, anything like that. Always stainless steel or any kind of metal which is, you know, just pure metal like cast iron, because we're not getting any of the, you know, the chemicals from the Teflon and all of that garbage nonsense. We don't want none of that. That's not good for you. So pan goes on, heat goes on, and essentially we want the pan to be smoking hot. We want the oil to start smoking before we cook it. So again, it's perfect that I've absolutely tempered the steak. The steak is now room temperature, perfect to go on the pan. And then yeah, so we're just gonna add the olive oil to the pan straight away. Get ready to go. Generous with the olive oil. Don't be scared to use. So we've got olive oil, and then we're gonna season the steak before it goes on the pan. So again, touch of olive oil on top of the steak, like so. And then we're just gonna give it a nice little rub. That's it. So give it a nice little rub. Take this piece of paper here, just so we have clean hands again, the side. And now in terms of seasoning the steak, I always just go quite generous on the salt and the pepper, because I quite like a strong flavored, salty and peppery steak. Again, it's completely what you like, but I'm gonna show you guys what I do. So essentially just salt it on all sides. And also what I do is I also salt around the plate, and I'm gonna show you guys why in a minute. I'm gonna salt it on the side, same thing with the pepper. Generous with the pepper, putting the pepper on the side as well. Very important for what I'm gonna show you in a second. Right, so once that's done, we're gonna just pat the spices in. Then we're gonna take our steak and we're gonna rub the sides on it, on all the seasoning that we've put on the side. Now this is very, very important so that we get the flavoring equal on, so the flavoring is basically everywhere on the steak. And the steak is fully seasoned on all sides. Again, that's what it should look like. Nice and seasoned on the side. So we're just gonna mop up our seasoning on each side so we get nice and densely populated steak. Again, clean the hands a little bit. And the same thing on the other side. Olive oil, salt and pepper. Very, very basic cooking. Very, very basic. Basic ingredients, basic cooking, and good source of ingredients. That is super important when we're eating good food. Always want to be eating food which is sourced well. Organic foods, foods which are grown without any pesticides, hormones, steroids, so that we feel good when we eat it. It's so important. Right, that goes in the bin. Again, season, very nice. And there we go. So that's our steak seasoned. So I'm gonna just show you guys. So that's there, that's our steak seasoned there on both sides. Beautiful steak, amazing. And then now we're just waiting for our pan to so our pan is actually smoking right now, which is perfect. Pair of tongs, roll the oil around in the pan. Nice and flowy, exactly how we want it. So essentially, the pan is now smoking, so that means the steak is ready to go on. So take your steak and put it to the middle of the pan and just flatten it nice and evenly so that we get an even cook on the whole flat side of the steak. Perfect. So that's on, steak's on. And again, like I said, the plan is we're gonna flip it twice so we get an even golden crust on the whole steak. So fantastic, it's looking amazing. Just gonna clean the station a little bit, there we go. And now we're gonna prepare the salad. So for the salad, we've got some cooked beetroots, blue cheese, and then we've got some mixed salad, rucola, Italian salad from Lidl. So fantastic. Take our board here, knife. Of course, and the tomatoes. So yes, also some vine tomatoes that I nearly forgot to mention about. Some absolutely beautiful tomatoes. So we've got here, little tomatoes, just fits perfectly with the salad. So before we cut these, the steak is nearly done. The steak is nearly ready to be flipped for the first time. So again, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I mean. So when we flip the steak, I'm gonna take it and flip it to a side of the pan that has not been browned on the bottom. That's extremely important. And then we just keep that on the heat. Lots of oil is good, there's lots of flavor. Anyways, and also to season the steak, I've got some garlic, don't worry. So we're gonna smash the clove, open that up. And it depends how garlicky you like your steak. I like garlic quite a lot, so I'll probably normally put like 3 or 4 cloves in. So all we're gonna do, we're gonna take some cloves, that to the side for now. Just give them a slight smash on your cutting board, and then we're just gonna throw them in. So again, smash, put in, slight smash, in, smash, put in. And don't worry about the skin coming off, because again, when you cook garlic on the pan, it always comes off at the end anyways, so don't worry about that. So again, we've got the steak on the fire, salad is getting ready to go, so making sure that the steak is being taken care of at all times. And again, your garlic is exactly like your steak. You also have to take care of it and flip it in the pan so that it doesn't burn. So it's just very, very basic concepts in cooking. So our steak is also ready to be flipped again. So we're gonna flip it, beautiful, on that side now, so that side of the pan. So we're just ready, starting to get the browning and the initial crust on the steak. It's just perfect. But anyways, back to making our salad. So what I normally like to do, because this is quite a lot of salad and I like even kind of seasoning of it, I always make a little hole in the middle. And when I make a hole in the middle, I like to put some honey inside it. So obviously Polish honey, Polska górą, and we're just gonna take this honey, take a teaspoon, oh sorry, a spoon, and then we're just gonna drizzle it around the leaves, because the leaves are going to be able to disperse this flavor evenly. So you're gonna get an even kind of sweetness throughout the salad, which is extremely important. And then once that's done, it tastes like victory. Right, so that goes to the side. Amazing. Again, always tending to our steak, making sure that there's oil under it and that the flavors are always available to be, making sure that there's just oil always under it, so that we get that nice crust. Maillard reaction. So we're not gonna worry about the steak for now, but we've got the ingredients for the salad here. We're gonna keep going with that in a second. Right, and once again, we're gonna flip it again. That's it. As you can hear, quite a lot of sizzling going on. That's just the juices hitting the pan. Water, so you get some spitting and stuff like that. But I mean, goodness me, this steak looks absolutely delicious. I'm gonna show you guys right now. Look at that. Golden on the top, garlic's getting nice and brown as well. We've got so much flavor on the pan. Looks absolutely amazing. So yeah, steak's nearly ready. Looking very, very good. And so we're just gonna wait for that to happen because we want full attention to our steak. And whilst that rests, we're gonna start doing the salad in a second. So we're gonna clean our station. Very important to clean the station clean the hob. Perfect day to have a steak as well. Sunday night, always treat yourself on a Sunday if you know you've done the work. So flipping the garlic, making sure that nothing burns. And again, because I've become so proficient in cooking steaks, I know exactly when to take it off for medium rare. So this is for you guys to find out for yourselves. So we take our plate and then we're gonna take our steak, and that's gonna be done now. So we're gonna take it off the heat. Turn this off, steak goes on the side there. And then we're gonna baste our steak with the juices, of course. All those juices come on. That is all flavor. Now, in terms of using all this beautiful flavor on the pan, it would be perfect for you to have something like asparagus, or perhaps like green beans, or some kind of green that you can fry on the pan. Essentially, what you would do in this situation, you put the greens in, add a dash of water so that you can mop up all the flavor on the pan, and then that would obviously reincorporate into the greens and stuff. But this time we're doing a salad, so yeah. That's just a little suggestion for next time. But yeah, don't waste this. That is gold. Right guys, so now the steak is resting. Right guys, so now the steak is resting, so we're gonna finish the salad off. So again, got our tomatoes. We're gonna just take them off the vine, give them a little smell. Smell how they taste. Taste how they smell. Amazing. So we're gonna give them a try. Sweet, slightly acidic, and tastes fantastic. That's amazing. I appreciate that. Beautiful, beautiful. So we're just gonna take all of these off the vine. I'm gonna give them a little chop. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Right, so I've stripped them off the vines. We're just gonna cut them in half now and add them to the salad bowl right here. Amazing. So next, cooked beetroot. It just tastes really fantastic and it's a really good source of iron and, you know, all sorts of, you know, nutrients and minerals, and it just tastes really nice and earthy, and it's a really nice addition to the salad. So I recommend you guys try this too. So in the half, across the cross section, and then we're just gonna go like this. Down. There we go, that goes in. We've got a lot of leaf on this salad, so definitely needs some other things like the beetroot and the tomatoes. But again, across the cross section, in half, and then we just chop it up like this. That goes in there. Fantastic. And the final component, it can be any, I mean, I like salads with a little bit of cheese, so I normally do mozzarella, feta, but today I've got blue cheese because I'm addicted to blue cheese. And yeah, we're just gonna add this, crumble it in there with our hands. No need to do no fancy knife thing. It's always best when it's crumbled. So again, we wanna put our physical energy into the food that we're doing. Again, we take the blue cheese. I've just got a little bit here, and we can just crumble it like this with our hands, small pieces. It's always good to get handsy with your food and feel it, and you know, just really feel the quality and, you know, enjoy the process of doing it. Get your hands a bit dirty sometimes, it's good for you, you know, as long as you know what you're doing and it feels right. So again, we're gonna crush it up like this, small pieces, and then essentially that's our salad done. Apart from, we're just missing 2 extra components. So the only thing we're missing now is our seasoning. So got some balsamic vinegar from Costco. It tastes very good. I find this is much better than any store kind of vinegar, but obviously the organic stuff and the Italian stuff is always the best, or the Spanish stuff. So give that a nice drizzle, just a little bit, because we already have the acidity from the tomatoes, so we want to balance the flavors. So that goes back here. Olive oil, I love olive oil. So in with the olive oil, generous. Olive oil is good for you, so don't be scared to use it in that. So that goes back there, honey goes back in here. And then salt and pepper to your liking. So we've got our salt and pepper there. Our steak is nearly ready. It's rested for pretty much exactly as long as we've cooked it for, which is what you need to do. And I can see all the juices are starting to come out in the steak here. A little bit bloody, so I know we're medium rare. So we're ready to cut. So salad goes on the side. We're gonna clean our cutting board a little bit. Clean the station, so everything's nice and clean. Check that you guys are still with me. Fantastic. Okay, now we have our steak. We're gonna take the garlic off and we're going to do that. The juices are amazing. So let me give you guys a close up. So we're gonna cut our steak open. Always cutting against the grain, so never like this, never ever like this. Always cutting it against the grain. So with the ribeye, the beautiful thing about the ribeye is that you've got the fat cap in the middle, which gives it a lot of flavor. You've got the kind of main portion of the ribeye, and then you've got the ribeye cap, which just tastes absolutely amazing. So, very basic. Take a steak like this and just cut it nice, big chunks like this. You know, you want it to be mouthful. And then, as you can see, if I show you guys here, perfect medium rare in the middle. As you can see, I'm just gonna place that on top there for you guys to see. Perfect medium rare. So, to plate up, we just essentially take this back on here, back onto the plate. And then the final thing for you guys, please, 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 if you're cutting a steak on a board like this, do not waste this. This is magic. This is where the flavor is. So what we're gonna do is we're just essentially gonna place all of that juice back on top of our steak, just like so. And then yeah, that's our steak done. We've got our salad to accompany that. And yeah, tell me if there's a better way to enjoy your Sunday night after a well-deserved week. You know, after a week of absolutely eventful events and interesting events that's been happening in your life. Treat yourself to an organic steak, you know. Have a nice salad with some blue cheese inside it, and you will feel so much better eating organically. And I cannot tell you how much that has changed my life, eating organic foods and eating only things that come from the ground or are closest to the ground. It's absolutely changed my life. I love steak, I love salad, and it's come to a point in my life where I have become unconsciously competent in just eating stuff from the ground. And that is my whole life. It is so delicious eating healthy, and it's so simple, you guys wouldn't believe it. So please, please go try it for yourself. In terms of cooking, you know, you have to try it out for yourself. If you don't get it right the first time, that's a very good opportunity for you to go try it again, because you know how you don't want it. So it's a very, very important opportunity and it's a very, very important concept to keep trying again and again and again until you find, you know, a perfect steak for you, you know, medium rare, perfect. It's in my, you know, it's built into my program now that I know exactly when to flip it and how much time it needs on every side for it to come out like this every single time, and it always comes out delicious. Salad, also very basic, really simple ingredients. So again, guys, there's no excuse for you to not have a massive bowl of salad and a steak instead of a bag of fucking crisps and garbage, you know what I'm saying? So eat well, stay healthy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. And yeah, I'm gonna absolutely smash this steak. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.